Welcome back to another episode of Shawn Thinking Out Loud. I'm your host, Shawn Armstrong, and in this video, we're diving into the wild world of online debates, academic sources, and the peculiarities of navigating information in a digital age. If you've ever found yourself in a heated discussion with someone who seems to be more invested in their ideology than in facts, this episode is for you. So, here's the situation that sparked this episode. Today, I had a conversation with someone, let's say, leans a bit to the left. They told me that my first source didn't work for a paper I wrote on Epstein's lawyer. Now, I'm not one to back down from a challenge, especially when it comes to academic integrity. So I decided to double check the source. Sometimes when you write something a while ago, links can go stale or even disappear altogether. But guess what? The source was still up and running and it was perfectly valid. This particular paper I quoted focused on immunity cases related to Epstein, not about his lawyer directly, but rather the broader implications surrounding the case itself. I shot him the link again, thinking maybe he didn't check it properly, or maybe, just maybe, he's as illiterate as I thought. Here's where it gets interesting. This exchange led me to reflect on how people often react when confronted with facts that challenge their beliefs. It's almost comical how they validate my original post about being poorly educated yet highly indoctrinated. You see, I live in Brazil, and public libraries are pretty much non-existent here. It makes sourcing information a challenge. I've become heavily reliant on what I can find online, and this isn't just casual browsing. I'm digging into academic papers and serious research. For example, my source was an academic paper discussing immunity cases offered to Epstein conspirators, providing critical background on the case. It wasn't sensationalist, it was factual and grounded in reality. Yet, when faced with such information, some people just refuse to acknowledge it. Let's talk about why this happens. The internet is an amazing resource, but also a minefield of misinformation. When people latch onto their beliefs without questioning them, they build these fragile castles of ideology that can crumble at the slightest touch of reality. You know, I came across a quote that really resonated with me. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It's the illusion of knowledge. This perfectly encapsulates what we're seeing today. People think they know something because they've read a few articles or watched some videos, but true knowledge requires digging deeper. Fun fact, did you know that in the digital age, misinformation spreads 6 times faster than factual information? Think very fine people, laptop from hell, even Russia, Russia, Russia. It's no wonder there's so much confusion out there. So, to sum it all up, it's crucial to approach debates with an open mind and a commitment to seeking truth rather than defending our preconceived notions. The next time you find yourself in a discussion that feels more like a duel than a dialogue, remember that facts are your best ally. And don't hesitate to double check your sources. Knowledge is power. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Shawn Thinking Out Loud. If you enjoyed this discussion, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to check out the link in the description for my ebooks and audiobooks on politics, history, martial arts, you name it. Remember, whether you're debating with friends or just trying to understand the world better, keep questioning and keep learning. Until next time, stay curious.